here, 1v1, Calderis Refinery, blue side. Lomors is a Warp Spider Exarch to the point commander that fights range combat, great for capping and harassing with some awesome control abilities too. Up against on the red side, Morgan MLGman is a Warboss, a melee hero that can walk through objects, very good offense, disruption and support from the front lines, already breaking several things. He's going to cap that VP. Lomors looks like he's going triple Dire Avengers, expect him to follow up with a Shuriken Cannon which could prompt some Storm Boys from Morgan, which is always fun to see, double shooters up. In the meantime, Lomors, yep, keeping his two Dire Avengers together. Looks like they're going to cap up this west side so they can support each other in any early fights. And looks like we're going to see the Sluggers up that side. Now, one's going to probably go for this wreck point, right? Which means whoever caps his power is going to get caught by Sluggers. How quickly is he going to notice that? Shooter Boys are splitting up. Going to go to east after that, though. And most likely meet that Warp Spider. Warboss goes mid. Okay, here we go. He moved away slightly too late, I think. Yeah, he stayed around those pipes, and now they're going to get caught by that melee charge, and they are going to continuously drop models because these Sluggers are in melee charge mode. These guys now coming in. Holy crap, 2 bursts from their ranged weapons, and the Sluggers are down to half health, but they've caught them with a nice special. They're going to rip through some models now. Another special using their War. Wow, leave one model alive. Really nicely charged there by Morgan, actually. Got like 4 models, lost 2. That was worth it, I think. Meanwhile, east side, the Warp Spider's in heavy cover there, so these guys are not going to want to stand here, I think. Yeah, they're just going to bleed models. They can go mid, protect that VP. Here comes the Warboss. 42 DPS on that weapon. Holy crap, good smack. If he gets that model again, that's a dead model. Boom. It literally just disappeared into a smear of blood. He's chasing them down too. These Shooter Boys, you can see them coming around the back of these Dire Avengers so they can't get shot at. You will automatically shoot things while you cap, but only if you are facing them. That Warp Spider doing his thing. He can like teleport up to the cliffs on this map and be really annoying. So melee squads have to run all the way around to get to him. We do see the Guardian Weapon team, I should say, and we do see the Storm Boys too from Morgan on the way. So Dire Avengers are maybe going to walk and get some grenades up to be ready for the jump. They can chuck some grenades on those Storm Boys. Double shooters left side. Warboss runs away. He met the Shuriken there, so now he knows it's in play. And these guys are going to cap, I think. Yeah. Pretty mobile and nimble for a setup team. These guys can turn around pretty quickly, have decent acceleration and that kind of thing. Here the Storm Boys, power melee squad. Notice that we did not see the Banshees, most likely because he doesn't want the Warboss to be stomping all over him and stuff. Although Dire Avengers just in their own right are pretty good. That wall of Shuriken fire they can put up. These guys do have their aspect now, gives them that grenade, and put down those on really annoying shields. Might see some of those in the middle. He's found some Sluggers. They're not going to be able to approach with the Shuriken there. 2-to-1 cap early on for Morgan. He's not lost the VP off his counter yet. Sluggers get the decap with 1 loss, that's alright. Might have a look at the power now with the Shuriken to support it. Storm Boy is coming to this east side. Lots of DPS on his Warp Spider. But he'll be alright. He can get his entangling web in tier 1, I believe, these days. Good choice against those Storm Boys. Boosts up the damage of his weapon also. So a lot of Orks in mid. Warboss on capping duty. Looks like he might use these guys all together. Storm Boys, of course, don't knock over when they jump in. Do get that awesome stun with their knob bleeder though. Where's the Shuriken? It's back here. Gonna get jumped. He's ready with double grenades though, or does he throw them on the Shooter Boys here? It's very tempting to throw them on the Shooter Boys. There's the jump, and he's not in the position to punish it. These guys just have to retreat and hope that the Storm Boys can't take him on, or they can't. They're very bad at chasing in general. That's why they have that awesome Bomber Boys ability in tier 2. Grenade went off there. Looks like the Shooter Boys have survived it. Both have their big shooters, I think. Yep. They lost some models though. Sluggers came in there. They all went War. 349 to 497. As players probably start to think about tier 2 now. I don't think there's any war kit that a Warboss really needs. He might want the angry bits just to charge in to the Dire Avengers. No sign of it yet. The Warp Spider does have improved target. There's no sign of the entangling web yet. Maybe it was moved back to tier 2, I can't remember. Did the Storm Boys drop a model? They didn't. I think they have a 55 energy jump. I think they do. 349 to 477 on the VPs. 2-1 now for Lomors. Starting to spread out to this west side. Looks like he's coming here with pretty much everything, actually. Wants to lock down this power and bash it up. He did get one of the generators, I think. Storm Boys know they're outnumbered, so they're backing off. This guy teleports in. Doing some good damage now with those improved targets. Does he get a model? No, he does not get a model. They must be pretty close to dropping one. But there's the Daka. Now he needs to jump the shuriken and watch out for grenades and just the wall of fire he's going to face. These guys are going to chuck a grenade. Jumps away from the grenade. Nicely done by Morgan. Gets in behind the shuriken. 2 Dire Avenger squads off the field. No, only 1 off the field. There's Odd Boys on the Storm Boys. Is that enough to save them? I think it is. Slugger's now bringing up the rear. I think he handled that relatively well, Morgan. He had to jump at that point to avoid the grenade. And oh, look at the Sluggers in amongst the shuriken. Could finish it off here. They do finish it off. There was use your choppers just to make sure they did so. Here comes another shuriken though. But that was a very, very good win, that engagement for Morgan. Handled it relatively well, as I said. Lomors could have been set up slightly better. Didn't have that other Dire Avenger squad in position. Got caught trying to go around this rock here. Tried to get into position for a sneaky grenade on the shooters, I think. Tier 2 for both players. Storm Boys reinforcing. How much is that? 35-3, not too much. So it looks like Morgan went first. So now we see the eternal Ork choice between Truck and Weird Boy. What does he go for? I'd probably say Truck. But you never know. Warboss backs away from the Dire Avengers. No war gear yet for that fella. Warp Spider's back at base healing up. Did not make an attempt to go for this power here with his double shooters, which might have been worth it. He did get that node down. Can he cap it though? He's idle right now. Most likely looking after his Warboss. Lots of pew pew. They really do pour out some piercing damage, don't they? Look at the damage to the Warboss there. Ouch. Gets away. Storm Boys will be looking to purchase their Null Bleeder pretty quickly. Makes them so much more scary. He has a heavy melee axe, of course. Big two-handed chain axe. No, it's not a chain axe. Just a chopper. Are you going to attack? Nope. He's backing off. Where is Sluggers at? He does go for the truck. Sluggers will want the Null Bleeder as well. Can lead to a slight slowdown at the beginning of tier 2 for Orks because they want those Null Bleeders so much. They give you so much. Good thing that the War Truck is so cheap. Storm Boys ran into too much fire. Oh, friendly fire grenade though. Trying to hit those Storm Boys, but actually hit his own Garnet weapon team more than anything. What is this? Oh, Warp Spider's calling. That's a pretty shrewd purchase, I think. Can get their Haywire as well. Here we see the War Truck showing its rear armor. No sign of the Bright Lance though. He wants to keep that suppression around. Did they drop a model Warp Spiders? Nope. They're getting their aspect now. Just on that nice Haywire grenade. And just going to drive in. Yeah, Shuriken needs to be very, very careful. Surprised he didn't drive further to get in behind the cover of those Warp Spiders there. Maybe he was just wary of what was behind that he couldn't see. It's looking pretty strong now, Morgan. He's handling the engagement slightly better, I think, across the board. Something leveled up inside there, one of the shooter boys. Now he can look at the power. Maybe get a full bash here. Because Sluggers got in as well, did they? Yes, they did. And they have their burners. He doesn't have them on range stance, so they are meleeing that power. Gets down one generator pretty quickly, but here's the defense. Shuriken is coming back out onto the field. Warp Spiders pouring on their very dangerous piercing DPS. Able to easily get the Warboss off the field there, but he serves as a distraction to bash another gen and the node. Could he get a full bash here? That's a lot of DAC up. There's a grenade, ducks inside the war truck. War truck dodges them too. Slugger's trying to get inside. Oh no, but he got haywired. The war truck, of course, allowing you to reinforce off it. Doesn't have any anti-vehicle weapons to punish that war truck right now. And here come the Storm Boys with their knob leader. There's that huge chopper. Got a huge jetpack too. They don't have their Bomber Boys thing though. This guy getting repaired. And they wipe the power. Nope, he's now shooting his war truck with his burner. There he goes, now he's repairing. That was weird. Uh-oh, Warp Spider Exarch has his power blades. Heavy melee weapon on a teleporting commander. You heard right. You can get on the rear armor of that truck after a haywire. And try and take it out. You're going to eat a lot of Orc firepower to the neck though, I think, if he tries to do that. What's this? Capping some Dire Avengers. Orcs seeming superior on these head-on fights here. He needs to try and divide and conquer a little bit more, I think. But of course, he wants his power back, and he might be able to finish off those Storm Boys. No, they just reinforced in time at the war truck there. That was pretty lucky and pretty unlucky, I think, for Lomors. But yeah, he's struggling to deal with the DAC and the Storm Boys jumping around, all reinforcing off that truck, of course. I'm sure he'd love to have some Wraith Guard or Wraith Lord up. But much easier said than done to get that up. Especially when he's lost his power now. Might kill the Warboss. Can you teleport after him? Oh, they can't teleport after him, I don't think. Gets away with 23 hit points. He's getting his spiky armor. Relatively strange to see. Usually you'll see that against melee squads, but it does give you some nice health regen and stuff. There you go. And a big chunk of health too. And you can, of course, force people to be in melee with you if the other player's not paying attention and you start hitting them. These Dire Avengers behind enemy lines, very, very dicey, fellas. Getting hunted by Orks. Fully upgraded Orks as well, these shooter boys. So much DAC up. The war truck itself doesn't do much damage with that big shooter on top of it. Slugger's trying to get into retreat path there. Nice idea by Morgan, but got slowed down by that suppression from the Shuriken Cannon. And now Warp Spider's weighing in with some... Wow. Lots of dead Sluggers. There's Swampum. Used it a little bit late. Might have been on cooldown. Only the Knob Leader gets away. Unnecessary losses there. I think he was trying to get the war truck in range for some reinforcement maybe a bit earlier. Warp Spider's out of cover, and that is what happens when you stand outside of cover against double shooters fully upgraded. Got shot down there. 203, 430. Lots of VPs to make up for Lomors. Over 200. But he's got a decent army out. Just needs to put it all together. Hard to do. Surprised he didn't get those entangling web to stop those Storm Boys. And of course stop this Warboss as well. It's a great thing to use after the Storm Boys jump. Because obviously they can bypass the suppression by doing that. But then you can entangling them. Those Dire Avengers are dead. Warboss goes down. But the Storm Boys have been pretty good soaking up damage right here. That was a sync kill, which I think slightly helped them out there. Because you get big damage resistance when you're doing your sync kill. Like 75% or something, I believe. There's another jump. And stun the Warp Spiders and get some model. You get 10 red. Here comes a Wraith Lord. He doesn't really have an answer to that, Morgan. He has a lot of resources though to get an answer. In fact, he goes tier 3. I mean, the Storm Boy leader does have heavy melee, but you don't want to fight a Wraith Lord with Storm Boys. Here it is. Eldar Walker, very powerful, has that Ghost Glaive sword. Can get a self-heal in tier 3. And a shoulder-mounted weapon, which does not affect its melee prowess. Keeps the same amount of damage, keeps its melee resistance with that ranged weapon. Boom. Takes out those shooter boys. That is a big loss for Morgan. They were doing a lot for him. Triple cap though. I think this Wraith Lord has come just in time. Does he get the knobs now, Morgan? Or does he go tank busters to shoot this thing down? Uh oh, Warp Spider's in a bit of trouble. He's alright. Now the Wraith Lord can go to town on the sluggers who have caught the Warp Spiders. They just got enough energy to teleport out there, I think. Smack. Sluggers just trying to get away from the Wraith Lord there before they retreated, so they didn't take like several hits on retreat. This Raw Truck has done so well for Morgan. Now level 2. There's a grenade. See how much it does. Boom. Did a good chunk of damage to the War Truck there. If there was another squad around to throw another grenade, that might have destroyed the War Truck. Where are the Storm Boys at? Looted tank is what he goes for to shoot down the Wraith Lord from range, which is going to work fine. Does he? Oh, now he gets the Bright Lance. 109430. Exarch emerges. Who's that? Oh, alright. It's for these fellas. There's that Bright Lance covering a nice area, as you can see. Gonna cap mid and wait here, I think. He might send the Warp Spider over to... Oh no, it's noded up. He can't cap it. More Warp Spiders coming in. There we go. That's going to be pretty nasty if you can get double Haywires up with the Bright Lance there. Because Haywire disables weaponry. Something I still think is a little bit over the top. Just to be able to disable the weapons of a vehicle like that. But it's in the game. Here's that looted tank. There's Storm Boys. War Truck is there. He's ready to fight right now, Morgan. Warboss is still down, as you can see. Needs to send the Wraith Lord in on those Storm Boys, I think. No. He's going to take shots. Why aren't you firing, Mr. Bright Lance? There we go. Now it's firing. Double Haywires, and he's going to hit the rear armor. Down goes the looted tank without really doing anything. He was waiting for it. Morgan, of course, did not know that he had the Bright Lance at that point. I did not know he had the second Warp Spider squad either. So that was a really shrewd purchase there from Lomors. Almost gets the Storm Boys. There's Ard Boys on them from the Warboss's global bar. Takes out the Knob Leader though. That was satisfying for him, I'm sure. Tries to get that War Truck as the Sluggers chase the Warp Spiders and gets them. Warp Spider needs to teleport on the rear armor and finish it off with those power blades. Obviously it's on cooldown now, which is why he's not using it. Where's that teleport? There it is. Can he do it though? He's trying. Storm Boys are there. Trying to get that attack. Boom, he gets it. And gets away. All of a sudden, Morgan down to just 2 units on the field. Lomors lost his Warp Spiders, but is in a way better position. Still has the Wraith Lord at full health. Almost level 2 as well. That's a big turnaround. Big turnaround. Morgan not happy with his own performance, it looks like, in that last fight. With losing his tank like that. Boom. I mean, when he jumped in those Storm Boys, I'm not sure if he saw the Bright Lance at that point. If he did, it was a misplay just to move the tank up there, I think. Could have been a little bit more patient. Tried to deal with the Bright Lance before moving the tank in. But he's an Ork. Not really known for their patience. Nice special attack there from the Wraith Lord. Warboss trying to go after him with the Power Claw, but with the melee resistance, it's not a great fight for the Warboss. We've lost the indicator for him, but we can see he's losing big chunks of health. There's Ard Boys, and there is... Use your choppers too. He's still going to die. A lot, I think. He has a 2-to-1 cap though. Down to 60 VPs, Lomors. Down goes the Warboss though. Doesn't that make GG for Morgan? We've seen it time and time again. One fight turning the game around. You gonna come and decap this, Mr. Warp Spider? No? He's happy. Oh, there he goes. He loves decapping stuff. It's his favourite thing to do. What level are you, Storm Boys? Almost level 4. How much health do they have? Just 1190. Doesn't seem like a whole lot. Especially since the... I think the knob leader is like 400 of that. Every game I get Storm Boys I lose, he says. Level 3 Warp Spiders over here. We're just a little bit more cautious with that tank. Much easier said than done, of course. Even if he did see the Bright Lance, I don't think he realised that there were 2 Warp Spiders around with Haywire grenades waiting around. Is he going to buy some up? He might get some knobs. Still has a massive VP lead. Lomors has 300 to make up it. Here's a Nob squad on the way, and we know what they can do. He has no hard crowd control. He has no entangling web. Doesn't have the shuriken anymore either. So the Nobs pretty much have free reign in terms of mobility. Could be disrupted by grenades, of course. Very briefly, that Lomors had another Wraith Lord on the way. That would have been fun to see. He's keeping the map pressure up. He's not sitting back here. Wants to bash the power, I'm sure. Gets his natural back there. Does Morgan. Nob squad coming out. This is his last roll of the dice, I think. If he can get a little bit of a foothold with his Nobs, he can start purchasing some more stuff. Gonna lose all his power, though. Did he instantly get the Mean and Greener? Yeah, just saw his rep position disappear. He needs that Mean and Greener up. Frenzy no longer gives you damage immunity, but does give you big resistance, like 75% or so. And I don't think they get a damage buff from Frenzy anymore. What's he going after? He's going after the Wraith Lord, I think, straight off. Oh, Storm Boys don't have their Nob Leader. Going straight for that Wraith Lord. There's Frenzy. Where's the Warboss buffs? Don't see him yet. Maybe he's waiting for Frenzy to run out before he uses Odd Boys. There's Odd Boys and use your choppers. They're going in hard on this Wraith Lord here. Doing big damage. Those heavy melee headbutts going in. No entangling web to stop them. Nothing to halt their advance there. Double cap though for Lomors. Storm Boys bringing up the rear. Don't have their Nob Leader to weigh in with some heavy melee attacks of his own though. Are they going to chase this Wraith Lord all the way down? Getting their huge hammers up. Might not even need them. Couple of more heavy melee headbutts. Oh, there's Wraithbone. He can heal through some stuff. Now turns to engage. This is risky. He's going to get it, isn't he? There's another Frenzy. He's definitely going to get it now. Now he's going after the Bright Lance. He's got suppression immunity from Frenzy. But now he doesn't. Run away. Well done. And now he takes mid. 55 to 201. Needs to get his natural back though. Warboss is still down. He wants that Warboss up. Wants that Warboss up. Maybe get the boss pole going. Big decisions though. In terms of what he does with his resources. Stormboy trying to get the decap. Couldn't quite manage it. Slugger's moving in. Bright Lance not really a threat to them. Needs to run away now though, I think. There we go. Got nothing to cap his natural. Did he, yeah, he just repurchased his Warboss. So that spent basically all of his requisition, and he needs to reinforce his... Oh, the Nobs didn't lose a model. Here they are. Here comes that Warboss. He's only level 2. Wow. What level is this fella? Level 5 Warp Spider Exarch. He does now have Entangling Web. There it is. For 7 seconds. Which is an eternity in Dawn of War 2. You can die so many times in 7 seconds. And now Lomors has the double. And he's going to harass the hell out of this Warboss while he caps. He doesn't have any range units to shoot him down now. Doesn't have the resources to really reinforce these sluggers. He's getting a Nob Leader straight up again. Nob Squad will make him teleport away at least. There we go. Yeah, look how much damage the Warboss took there. Still not leveled up. Nob Leader for the Storm Boys too. They are level 4, but they only have the Nob Leader and 1 model. That is it. I think he should reinforce these guys. Still got 100 VPs in terms of a lead. Slugger's on capping duty. He knows he's got the Nobs at maximum models. So he's going to try and get in there. Well, Warboss goes down in seconds. Not sure why Morgan was typing there. Should have been concentrating on his Warboss. Here comes a Fire Prism though for Lomors. And more Warp Spiders called in. Oh, he used Call the Boys. That's what he did. That's why I didn't reinforce stuff at base. 55 to 124. cleared out in the middle, but now he's got a fire prism to fight, which is not going to be easy. I mean, if he gets close to it with these knobs, it's not going to last long, but he needs to get close to it. Nice jump. Oh, teleport out just in time. They actually got stunned, even though they teleported. That's how close it was. There's that bomber, boys. Need to run away, though, yeah. Double cap for Lomors. He's got the natural of Morgan, does the mobility of the Warp Spider, giving him so much in terms of capping power. Oh, that awesome sync kill from the Warp Spider over there. The Exarch has something similar, which is always fun to see. There's that entangling web. Frenzy's helping him survive. And here comes a fire prism to disrupt them now. 55 to 73. Now looking, I think, pretty grim with this fire prism around. He had a slight glimmer of hope when he took out that Wraith Lord and was putting pressure on Lomors, but he's Lomors has kept his head and made some good purchases. GG, says Morgan. Put up a really good fight, but he knows it's over now. And there you have it. Nailing the coffin was the fire prism. Level 6 Warp Spider Exarch, a level 3 Warboss, fully kitted out. Not sure why he got spiky armor. He's got that power claw though. What did you have, Mr. Warp Spider? You had enhanced warp jump generator. More teleporting stuff going on. There you have it, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you next time.